Welcome Classic Rock. That's a rather short and impromptu video where I thought I'd engage with you on an issue that's been niggling me for the last few days or so. As you know, I've got loads of time at the moment where I've been sitting around on my over-sanitised hands, and I decided to go for a trek down Amnesia Lane looking through my CD collection, and I dusted off a few albums by The Darkness. Now, this was no doubt inspired by Justin Hawkins, who's recently been doing these little podcasts, YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel now. Anyway, so I've been listening to some of their music, and it got me questioning, wanting to ask you guys what you thought of The Darkness. I must admit they're a bit of a dirty secret of mine, although I have already confessed a love for Kiss and Wasp and the Scorpions, no doubt. So how filthy can it get, I hear you say. It's just I'm very mindful of the fact that there are some serious music boffins that watch my channel. I saw that I'd like to sit in darkened rooms and listen to Van der Graaf Generator with a glass of Glenfiddich and a couple of aspirin, no doubt. See, I remember when they hit really big with the song I Believe in a Thing Called Love. That song and that album, in fact, Permission to Land, went absolutely stratospheric, orbiting the British charts for quite a while, sold bucket loads, absolute bucket loads, making this band a household name very, very quickly, playing stadiums and all sorts of things. To be honest, I was never sure how to take them, really. My brother hated them. A good friend of mine at the time loved them. But I was rather sat on the fence with them, really. Especially after that Christmas song they had, Don't Let the Bells End, which had us all sniggering in our beer that year. This band seemed to be a well-orchestrated melding of Bon Scott-era AC/DC, Queen. There's a bit of a Mark Bolan pout in there as well, and no doubt a pinch of Up Pompeii for good measure. And you had Justin Hawkins strutting about all spandex and teeth, with that glass-bothering shriek of his. It was all so camp. But I must admit I found it compelling listening, and grew rather fond of it. Gene Simmons has said that rock is dead. I prefer Frank Zappa's little adage that it's not dead, it just smells funny. But Justin Hawkins has weighed in on this argument and said that The Darkness rejuvenated rock. It rescued it from the doldrums. And maybe he's right. I mean, The Darkness did seem to harken back to that priapic strut and spandex of those classic rock gods. But for me, I was never sure whether this band were expressing a reverential, genuine love for the music that I cared for, whether they were just a bit of a parody of it, a bit of a piss take, if you will. But eventually I came to rather like them, I must admit, especially after I've seen interviews with Justin Hawkins where I think his love for this music is apparent. There's a song on the first album, Permission to Land, called Black Shuck, which is lifted straight out of the AC/DC bag of tricks, or bag of licks, if you will. Then there was the second album, which suffers a little bit from what I call the second album syndrome. I don't think it sold as well. One Way Ticket on this is an absolutely fantastic song, one that still features in their set list to this day, I believe. And then there was this one, Hot Cakes, which I bought and listened to it. I love the artwork this band employs. A lot of it reminds me of Queen's News of the World. But I think this was the last album I actually bought. I sort of kind of lost track with this band after this album. I don't know why, I just did. They went on to do an album called Last of Our Kind, sailing dangerously close to concept album territory here, which is, as you know, is right up my prog alley. Then they did an album called Pinewood Smile, which the cover looks a bit like something the Red Hot Chili Peppers would put out. Bit of a crappy poor man's Carl Schwitter. So the cat is definitely out of the bag. I really do rather like this band. And they've got a new album coming out, a Motorizer, I think it's called Motorhead or Motorway, 2468 Motorway. No, actually it's called Motorheart. Anyway, I did send them a message via their Facebook page to send me a copy of their new album so I could review it on my channel. I haven't heard anything back yet, just a stony silence, which implicitly is saying, go out and buy one, you freeloading bastard. You know, I thought maybe having 25,000 subs, they might be interested in my take on their new album. Although Justin Hawkins has got his own YouTube channel now, I've actually got more subscribers than him at the moment, but I suspect that won't last for long. I imagine his subscriber count will shoot up like prices at Christmas, as that great philosopher Lenny Kilmister once said. Anyway, so my question for you, so you can comment and vent your spleen in the little boxes below this video, is The Darkness, are they any good? What do we think of them? I actually went to see them, it was in North London, I think it was the Electric Ball in 2013. And I must admit that Justin Hawkins is an incredible frontman. Yes. Anyway, I shall leave it there. I'll leave it there. Anyway, as I always say, thank you for watching. Hope you're keeping warm and staying safe. Looking forward to Christmas. But more importantly, that you keep listening.